Hey, since this week we're talking about web analytics, I thought I would give you a quick tour of the web analytics that I'm tracking using Moodle. Uh, Moodle and actual Google Analytics. So the first one I want to show you is Google Analytics. And I just turned this on last week as I was reading that we would be talking about analytics. So I said, well, might as well capture some. So I turned it on. So this is my dashboard for the analytics. So it kind of gives you an idea of, that I have new visitors checking in and unique visitors, and that gives you an idea. Also where they're primarily coming from. 161 visits since I turned it on from the United States. And I can click on that. Well, apparently not in this map. But it would let me drill down, and I'll show you that in a second, where in the United States they're from. This tells me what browsers that I should be addressing. So 65 with Chrome, 40 with Safari, 36 with Firefox, and then Internet Explorer and Android. If you can get away from Internet Explorer, you're probably best. That's just my opinion. How long people have been on the pages. So it lets me know from week to week. It'll do a comparison from one week to the next. So Friday, and then we make these comparisons. So page visits, how long that they're there. So 40 page visits, staying about 50 minutes. So that's kind of nice. I don't have any goals set for this. I don't have any revenue set for this. The bounce rate is they check in, they check out. So it's quite nice. But then you can start drilling down just a little bit. For example, real time. If I wanted to, I can select who is on the site in real time and where they're from. Okay, and I think it's me. My audience, demographics, so I can get a quick overview of the different visits that I have, unique versus returning. And for this class, I expect a lot more returning. As I mentioned, I can see what country they're from, primarily the United States. I can also look at cities. So coming from Laramie and then Cheyenne, and we got Fayetteville and some other places. What browser they're coming from. Their operating system, primarily Windows, followed by iOS, followed by Macintosh. Service providers. So some from the University of Wyoming, a few from Bresnan and Quest, and others. But it also shows me mobile, so whatever operating system that's iOS and Android, and the service providers for that. And also screen resolution, so what folks are primarily using regarding screen resolution. As I mentioned, location. This is the map where I can drill down and I can see a map of other states, and I can possibly go over to Pennsylvania and see where they're coming from. Pittsburgh. Do we have anyone from Pittsburgh? Yeah, I believe we do. So, that helps be able to drill down to there. What language that they're using? Primarily English. Any behavior, new versus returning. The frequency. How number of visits, right? So somewhere between 9 and 14 visits. Engagement tells how long that they've been on, spending 601 to 1800 seconds. As I mentioned, technology, their browsers, the network that they're on, and I can assign custom variables. Acquisition, so all the traffic that we have going on and where it's coming from. So a lot of you with this direct and none means that you're going directly from your web browser directly to the site. Some of you are going to eCollege first and then using the link that I put in eCollege, and some of you are going back and forth from the 3D Game Lab, and then some have done a search for Google. So that'll tell me those things. If there were searches, any campaigns that I may have regarding that would let me know. Search queries, okay, I can set that up. And then behavior, certain behavior that this would tell me. So an overview on the behavior shows what page that you're coming in, what pages that you're going to. So you're looking at the course directly. You're going to discussions, those two discussions. This is last week's, this is this week's discussion. And, looking at a few other pages in there. So I can drill down on just those particular pages if I wanted to. But I can also look at, what pages are you exiting from. So you'll go in and look at the discussions primarily, and then you'll bolt. Okay, so once you looked at it, you left. So yeah, just quite a lot of information there. But then on the course itself, this is what I can tell you, that we've had 302 views on the news forum, questions about the course, 885 views, that 90 views on the glossary. My week 8 posts, which haven't been released yet, so you haven't seen those yet. No one took a look at OpenID or MIT OpenCourseWare, which I think you should because it's good stuff. But, basically I'm putting these links up there and not so many people are looking at them. But very much engaged in the discussions. A couple checked out on the office hour link and a few other things that you've checked out. And I can look at this throughout the whole course to get an idea of what you're looking at, what's useful material. And if it's not useful, maybe I can ask a question in class, why didn't you check on it? Or maybe I just get rid of it. If something is very valuable and I was redoing the course, I may consider keeping it because that you found it valuable. And there's other logs in there, participation report and activity completion, but since that brings up your names, I won't go there. But this is just some of the things that you can look at through Moodle or through Google Analytics. And it does tell a story, and that's the importance of metrics and these type of reports.